I will call the village board meeting to order. For the sake of all tonight, using the microphones, I've been requested to ask you to speak directly into the microphone. We are not able to live stream tonight. And so the sound system is being used in a different way tonight to record so that we can post it on our website later on. So
Those three people that normally watch, we're gonna get an Uber?
we put a notice on the website that they know, so.
We should send an Uber for them.
Yeah, we'll send an Uber. So would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Gust is absent. Trustee Jensen.
Present.
Trustee Miller.
Present.
Trustee Addison.
Here.
Trustee Sittig is absent. Trustee Wells.
Here.
Attorney Ferrolo.
Here.
Mayor Hooker.
Here.
And Clerk McDonald is present.
All right, if you would all rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States
of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, our first order of business tonight is the approval of the village board minutes from the January 9th meeting. Do we have any additions or corrections?
Approved, Mayor.
We have a motion to
Second.
approve by trustee Jensen, second by trustee Addison. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Motion carries. Approval of warrants. We have bills presented for payment in the amount of $90,524.34. Do we have a motion?
Motion. Second.
We have a motion by trustee Jensen, second by trustee Miller to approve the warrant list. Discussion?
I'd just like to take note of the fact that it's just a quarter of what the last warrant list we approved was. That's nice.
Yes. See what happens when we have meetings every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye. Sorry, I'm waiting for Gus.
Motion carries. We have nothing under special business. We have public comment now for any agenda items. If anyone would wish to address the board on agenda items, we have that opportunity now. If not, there will be another opportunity later. All right, there being none. Even my wife didn't come tonight.
Oh, boy.
Something about a granddaughter's 7th birthday party, or
wow.
birthday celebration.
And
So
you weren't invited to the party? so-
I was, but
Bringing the
My-
cake later.
my dedication and loyalty to this organization takes.
We thank you for that.
Oh, second, see, so, okay. I have nothing tonight under the mayor's report. We have our trustee reports. Trustee Gus is absent. Does anyone have a report on his behalf? No? Okay. Then we'll move to trustee Jensen.
Well, I'm sad to say I have a very thin report tonight. Our next Finance Committee meeting will be on February 19th, at which time we'll discuss the preliminary budget assumptions for revenue. That's all I have.
Perfect, thank you. Trustee Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. I wanted to mention that memorial bricks are still available for Founder's Park, which are positioned around the flagpole at the entrance of the park, and these bricks are 4 inches by 8 inches, can be customized, and we have forms available here at the Village Hall. If people want to pick them up, they're $50 a brick, and they are typically used to commemorate loved ones, past and present, pets, and organizations. And then also, I would like to mention that the Complete Count Committee had another meeting this past Tuesday here at the Village Hall. We had, I think, over about 20 attendees. We had representatives not only from Beach Park, we had people here from Wadsworth, Zion, American Legion, the Kiwanis, and various other nonprofit groups. And we had a representative from the U.S. Census, a recruiter, actually a recruiting assistant, who gave a presentation about census workers and mentioned the fact that Lake County is actually over 1,000 applicants short at the moment for the census, which does begin very, very soon, April. And for anybody who's interested, the pay rate is $29 an hour in this area. So, hey, all right, second job, third job, anybody?
Retired, aren't you?
Yeah,
There you go.
No, but who's counting? Okay, and also, we have on our website a lot of information about signing up for the census. If you want to, the first scroll on the homepage says Census 2020, and if you just click in the little box area where it says Read More, you can get a whole plethora of information about the census. And just on a personal note, I would like to add that it's so gratifying to see all these groups come together and Beach Park be hosting these meetings. Lisa has rounded up, I can't even imagine how many organizations she has contacted, and we've got people here that have, I'm sure, never been here before from different areas all over the place who are coming together and meeting each other in a just a really wonderful format. So in addition to getting the word out about the census and helping each other get the word out for the census, I think we're building collaboration just in general at a higher level. So that's all real valuable. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Addison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The one thing I wanted to report is about the 2020 MFT street maintenance program. We will be rebuilding 1.97 miles of roads this summer. That's the plan. I can give you the list. Some portions of, not all of, but some portions of Garnett, Bairstow, Hendy, Paddock, North Shore, Manor, and Tuez Court, and some intersection improvements, additional intersection improvements at Bairstow, Mom, Paddock, and Hendy. There is going to be an alternate bid if things come back with a favorable pricing and we have enough left to possibly extend a couple streets, get rid of a couple short dead ends, maybe redo an alleyway that's in bad shape or whatever. But this is, I believe, the list of the main bid. If the prices are good, then the alternates will come into play and we can extend a couple streets. But we're getting out there early again this year. The bids should be favorable while the contractors are still hungry for work. And the good thing about getting it done early is the landscaping can be completed and start to grow before the end of the growing season. And then it always had to wait until spring to approve the landscaping and the grass and everything. So we get it done early. It's all done by the end of the year. So.
Beautiful. All right, Trustee Siddick is not here. Trustee Wells.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a few items here for your information. Number one, our building inspectors attended a training session on January the 15th. This training session was an overview of permits, plan review, and inspection for solar installation, which has become a growing trend in our village. Secondly, staff met with property owners who was wishing to sell to interested developers. There was discussion of potential uses of the property and potential interested developers. And last but not least, there was a planning and zoning meeting scheduled. The next planning and zoning meeting is scheduled for February 6th of 2020 at 6:00 p.m. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. All right, moving on, we have the administrator's report. Mark, have you got anything for us?
No report this evening, Mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're still here, that's a good sign.
You got me for a while, man.
All right, next up, we have our consent agenda, which includes the finance report from December of 19 and the public safety report from December of 19 as well. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion, Mayor?
Second.
Motion by Trustee Jensen, second by Trustee Miller. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on then to ordinances and resolutions. First up, we've got Trustee Wells. What have you got for us tonight?
Thank you, Your Honor. I have one item here. As you all know, the Village Beach Park is the hub of our community and also in need of accessibility upgrades. We therefore have a resolution ratifying the submission of the 2020 Lake County Community Block Grant Program, and as a result, staff has submitted a full 2020 CDBG application. The proposed project is to provide for the installation of an ADA-compliant two-stage elevator for the Village Hall. The amount of the request is for $95,000 of the total cost of the project, which is estimated at approximately $200,000. The requested funds will also allow for the purchase and installation of automatic doors for the building, access control devices, signaling, hearing, and listening loop, and other installations to make the Village Hall fully accessible and compliant with the Illinois Environmental Barriers Act and the Americans with Disability Act. And that would like to be entertained in the form of a motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Discussion. All right. It's the problem with being here this long. Back when we built this building 27 years ago, that elevator was going to be $60,000, and we said, whoa, that's a lot of money. We probably shouldn't do it right now. The only good news is we'd probably need to replace it by now, so we'd probably be spending it again, so maybe I
Mayor,
don't.
before you move on, I did have a question.
Okay.
I'm looking at the resolution, and it mentions, in addition to the elevator and access control and some other apparatus, hearing and listening loop and other installations. What is a hearing and listening loop? How is that related to the elevator or the access, or what does that do? Anybody?
For the hearing,
Hit the button at the bottom.
Hearing impaired.
it's for the people that are hearing impaired or have difficulty. Yeah, or have difficulty hearing. It's a loop that goes in within the room here.
Oh, so it's not part of the elevator, it's part of the
No, no, no,
overall
it's
package?
part of a ADA and.
Which raises another question, which is, considering the communications issue you and I are having right now, does we currently have in our capital program money set aside for improving the audio system here? Would that be a component? Could we incorporate that, do you think, Mark?
We're not looking at incorporating that necessarily, but we're still trying to we have one quote that didn't address that aspect of it, but we've contacted two other vendors to come out and take a look at things, so.
I'm just looking at a way to maybe leverage the CDBG money.
I understand. Yeah, there's $440,000 in the capital fund for this sound system. It's not gonna cost that much, but we'll look at that aspect of it too for this to make sure that it's.
Free taxpayer money.
Free.
The way things go, I imagine the new system will be about the size of a laptop.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna have this giant closet with nothing in it after we take this big 7-foot-tall rack of stuff that runs these microphones out.
Sort of runs it.
Exactly.
There you go, another
Exactly.
storage, yeah.
All right, any other discussion on this one? Roll call, please.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Motion carries. That is resolution number 2.
And that concludes my report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Moving on to trustee Miller, you've got one.
Thank you, Your Honor. Before you in your packet, you have a resolution to accept a sub-grant from the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus, and this is related to the fact that the Village of Beach Park is the recipient of a reimbursable $15,000 sub-grant granted to us from the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus. And this is for the purpose of encouraging participation in the upcoming 2020 census. Beach Park was one of only four Lake County communities, and that is Beach Park, Grays Lake, Mundelein, and Hawthorne Woods, who were chosen as recipients. And Beach Park is also partnering with the Zion Benton Library, and the library received a $45,000 grant from another organization called Reaching Across Illinois Libraries. And by having this synergy of effort, we believe that our marketing is going to be consistent across borders. We're going to also share some of the marketing items with some other communities as well. It's Winthrop Harbor, it's Zion, and Beach Park, yes. And part of what the funding is going to provide is an 8-page mailer in both English and Spanish that will go out to all households in the region. We're going to have banners at our entry signs in Founder's Park. There'll be yard signs that will be available for residents to put in front of their homes if they so choose. We are also going to have a permanent, we mentioned this before, a permanent customer service kiosk that will be upstairs in the lobby of our village for people to not only register for the census, but access other systems later on, possibly to pay a bill or register for a permit, but primarily for the census. And later in the year, in June, we're going to have a census celebration. All this is going to be covered by the grant, and all this is required to be documented quite carefully. Lisa Yamaka, our assistant village administrator, has done all the legwork on this, and we're very grateful. So this resolution was discussed at the January 15th Finance Committee and was recommended for approval. And it falls in line with our village priority from the Finance Department to explore additional revenue streams. So with that, I'll make a motion to approve the resolution accepting the Census 2020 Participation Grant and authorizing the reimbursable expenditure of a not-to-exceed amount of $15,000.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second by trustee Otterson. Discussion? More of that free taxpayer money? Roll call, please.
You brought it
I
up.
was biting my tongue.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
And
Motion carries.
thank you.
Thank you. And then trustee Otterson, looks like you've got one as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It came to our attention a short time ago that the fuel distribution and management software at the Public Works Garage was soon to no longer be supporting the Windows 10 format, right? Or no,
Windows 7.
Windows 7, and it has to be upgraded to Windows 10, that's what I meant.
Yep.
So we solicited a couple of bids. The low bid, we had budgeted for this, and the low bid comes in an amount not to exceed $9,500. So the resolution authorizing the purchase of the new fuel management software for a not to exceed amount of $9,500 from Petroleum Technologies Equipment. That's my resolution, my motion for resolution.
We have a motion by trustee Otterson,
Second.
second by trustee Miller. Discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I have one comment that came up at our Public Works Committee meeting. That is that we need to make this an unexpected increased expense of fuel management, and that system is shared with others.
Yes.
And we want to make sure that the overhead cost, not just the commodity cost, is incorporated into just so we break even. We're not
Yep.
looking to make money on this, but so that our costs are fairly shared for this administrative expenses, whatever others there may be, I don't know.
Wear and tear on equipment.
Well, yeah, and again, reasonable
Yep.
expenses should
Yep.
be rolled into what we charge others to use
Had a
that system.
very similar discussion with their administrator just this week on that very topic, and more to come.
Okay.
Thank you. Well put.
Yeah, we realized during that discussion that we've never even factored in the staff time that
Yep.
it takes to,
Yep.
organize the bills and collect the money and
Yep.
whatever else. So like we've done with all of our other fees in the village, we try and keep them at a level where they do cover costs.
Yes.
Not make a profit, but cover costs.
Exactly.
Oh, and this price all the way also does not just software. This vendor was hardware as well. The other one was software only, I think, wasn't it? The Crown one?
It might be a new touchpad that goes along with the software, but the other vendor was talking about all new wiring between the
Right,
building and the
this one was
station.
new.
This one, I
Card
believe, is
reader,
using the
pedestal.
existing wiring.
Oh, that was 11,000. I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one.
Yeah, I think that was
Stand
the
corrected.
savings, that
Yep,
they're
yep. I stand
using the
corrected. I had my-
existing wiring.
I had them out of order here.
All right. Very good. Other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
All right.
There's a reason why I never kept score in baseball. We have just completed passing resolutions number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
You have a clerk to do that.
I know, but just for the sake of the masses that are present tonight.
Well, she's here because when we get past 10, you have to take your shoes and socks off.
Very true. Very true. All right, I shouldn't say we haven't passed number 5
We
yet.
haven't done 5 yet.
That is coming, as my clerk is nudging me here. I have one resolution here tonight, number 5, appointing 2 alternate directors to the Solid Waste Agency of Lake County. Basically, as we have a seat on that board, we need to designate our alternate directors, and I would like to designate Lisa Namatka and Adrian Marquez as our alternate directors. That is enumerated in the resolution in your packet. Do we have a motion to that effect?
I'll give you that motion.
We have a motion by trustee Jensen.
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. Discussion?
I was just thinking we should adopt it by acclaim rather than vote
Acclaim.
by acclaim. I've been watching TV and Rich Senate and
I would much rather not.
I learned the word pettifog today.
Pettifog?
Pettifog. It's archaic, you might not know that. The chief justice used it.
Could you define archaic first? So,
Once again, he's out of order.
Yeah, really.
don't make me use this gavel.
Don't use it, come on.
All right, I think we've talked about it. I think we all, okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
And I have reached the end of my packet, so that must mean all the hard work is done. We have no new business tonight. Anyone want to talk to us at all?
Ken does.
Take her.
Don't be shy.
Ken Edris from Naval Station Great Lakes. Just wanted to pass the word that Captain Young wishes you well in the new year and sends his greetings. And First Fridays are happening at Great Lakes, and hopefully, if you haven't been getting the emails from them when they're scheduled, please let me know, and I'll be happy to make sure you're on the listing.
Very good. Well, thank you for coming. All right.
Increase our audience by
Anyone else? All right. We have no cause tonight for an executive session. We have no potential action after the executive session that we didn't have. So now it would be time.
Mayor, might I offer a motion to adjourn?
We have a motion by trustee Jensen. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Miller. Roll call, please.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.